We're back.
We're back.
Back together. Blokes Talking Footy. Halen. Hey, Mitch. Got him again.
Nah, mate.
I think that's 3 weeks in a row.
It's all about time.
3 in a row now, mate. What are you going to do about that?
Nah, that's alright. And just first off, thanks for watching, listening, wherever you are. YouTube, Spotify, get around it, Facebook. How's TikTok going?
I don't know, I haven't posted anything. We should make a TikTok right now while we're on stream. How's that sound?
Sounds like a plan to me.
Well, I'll get that going in a second.
Fantastic.
Do you want to start with 2 things? Because I'm still yet to decide what I'm going to talk about from the Geelong game.
Well, I'm not going to talk about Geelong, so that makes it easy.
There you go.
My 2 things. We'll start with Carlton. Quite simply, there's a lot of things I could talk about, a lot of things I feel like I'm getting repetitive on, so I'm going with something different. It's just, where is the goal? 10 goals 18. Where are they? What are we doing? Seen a terrible article earlier today.
It's not for the TikTok.
Seen a terrible article earlier today about how Carlton are struggling to score. We had 28 shots. We're not struggling to score. We're struggling to kick accurately. That won't happen again, but that just caught me eye. Didn't like it. Needs to be fixed up. Now my other point. Spent a large Saturday watching a lot of football on the couch. Great end of the Essendon game. Adelaide were plucky. My Saturday, the thing I jumped out. So my second thing is just Isaac Rankin. In a game where there was fumbling and it looked like, you got the Dewey Gold Coast night, he was just clean every time he went near it.
Bit of Jimmy Bartel to him.
Jimmy Bartel had nothing on some of the freakish forward line magic he manoeuvred, but a bit of Jimmy Bartel about how he handled the wet, the stick, the dew, whatever you want to call it, and kicked one of the goals of the year.
Yeah, he's going.
Was unreal. No hands required for that one. There be 2 points.
Gabe,
Over to you.
that is posted. Gabe, I'll start with the other thing. Shall I start with Geelong? I've got it written down here, I may as well use this one. After 250 games, Duncan is still the same old Duncan. Slaving away in the background, doing his thing. What did he get drafted for? An elite ball user. Elite ball user once again. Some ridiculous 89% efficiency, again with 30 possessions. Does what he does best. He's just been Mr. Consistent over all them years.
No, that's fair.
And I know I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again, because it is just annoying me. Average teams, not great teams, no one is showing me anything near enough at the moment.
That's fair. They made the tiers very hard this week, but I've nutted it out.
So what, we got no number 1 contender or no premiership contenders this week, I'm hoping?
No, we've got some favourites. Doesn't mean they're deserving, but I reflected on it, and you've got to have a favourite, because someone's going to win it.
Well, let's jump straight into it.
Alright, we're jumping into it. Let's give them top 5.
That's after.
4. It was before the last one.
We mix it up here.
Alright, mix it up. Jump straight into everyone's favourite segment. Mitch's Tears. Alright, starting from the bottom. Last week I mentioned because mathematically, once they lose this week, they'll be unable to make the 8 next week. Don's Hawks. Barely holding on. Crows Giants. And we'll take that moment just to reflect and say that, boy, I was wrong on the Hawks. Went early.
Yeah, went way too early.
But they've got some nice pieces.
And no good footy team, I reckon.
They've got some nice pieces. They're building alright.
I'll just say one thing. I've got Mitch's girlfriend over there who's a Hawthorn supporter laughing at me at the moment, trying to give me the bird. She knows I'm right though.
And rightfully so. They've shown a bit this year. Mitch Lewis looks like he could be a player for him, so
yeah,
we'll see how they keep building.
We'll touch on that soon.
Now, we start getting into the actual tiers. Broken it up a fair bit. So this is tier 7. We've got Port, the Suns, and the Dogs, with just the simple title of It's Hard From Here.
Yeah.
If you're looking for it, I don't have it up there for you. I should have got you the graphic. But hard from here. Port, Suns, Dogs. It's going to be too hard. I'd like to, if one of them gets on a roll, there could be a chance. I like the Suns. I thought they played pretty well the weekend. Was disappointed to see them not win. But from where they are, pretty hard to get to where they've got to be. One of 2. So at this stage, one of these 2 can make the 8, not both. Because I don't see someone else dropping out. And that is... That's the time if someone's faster. 1 of 2, so that is Swans Saints. Only one of the 2 will make the 8. I can't see them both squeezing in. Because for them to both squeeze in, teams above have got to be squeezed out, and I don't see the teams above being squeezed out.
Yep.
So, good, not great. This is tier number 5. Good, not great. Freo and the Tigers. They're good, they're not great.
Yep.
Both have things that I love about them, both have things that make me think they can't win. And I'm sticking by it. Freo won't win the final. I've been hot on that all year. Next tier up, tier number 4. Easy run home, but I'm not buying into them. But they're going to win enough games that they're going to have to be in the conversation. That's Collingwood.
Yeah.
Nick Gregor came out and said he doesn't see anything wrong with their team. No error at all. Jordan De Goey's just played the worst game of his life. Darcy Moore's had an injury scare. Your key ruckman's out
Injury
injured.
scare. What did he stub his toe or something?
That's what he did, didn't he?
Yeah.
He cried like he was gone for the year. But
Yeah. Stretch it, no damage.
yeah.
You'd nearly miss a few extra embarrassment, wouldn't you?
I was hearing how Collingwood managed to get up in a great win despite the injury adversity. And all he is
It's like a minute to go.
It was 2 minutes to go and all he is a bit sore. But that's alright. I digress. They're missing Brody Grundy. I don't think they have a key target that is a genuine star. They have people like Brody Myercheck, who's good for a couple of goals here and there. You've got Jack Ginnivan, who has the star power, but he's not going to persuade a final at this stage, I don't believe. Or at least multiple, because you have to win multiple to a flag. So I don't think they're going to win it. Next one up, tier number 3. Hanging tough. It's the Blues. They've just been hanging tough for the last month. Going to continue hanging tough. Hopefully we're going to see some players coming back. On the weekend it hurts to lose the game, but you pinched the one the week before against Freo that we weren't meant to.
Yeah.
Balance is out. Hang tough, get some players back. We'll be in there. Contenders. Didn't know what else to call them because they came out and won by 40 points on the weekend, but I still don't believe them. I still don't buy into it. And that's the Lions. And then I've got co-favourites because it's the favourite battle this week. The winner of this probably becomes the favourite to win the flag.
Yeah.
The D's are still heavily favoured on Sportsbet, but if the Cats come out and beat them, you're pretty hard to argue that they start to lose to the good teams and maybe they would have had us off the draw. So my co-favourites are the D's and the Cats.
Easy.
Blues sitting on the 3rd tier will start to creep up. And as we close out the year, the tiers will start to get more and more interesting because it will become less about who's making finals and more about who can do what damage in finals as we start to cull some of these bottom teams and go into focus on those who are actually going to impact September. That's me tiers, and that's everyone's favourite segment.
Okay.
Thoughts before we do? Anything you want to argue? Happy with it? Of course you're happy with it. It's the best segment in the league. And then they are exactly right.
Don't really have a problem with it, to be honest.
Whatever.
Brisbane probably never could have been a down tier. They got embarrassed by Melbourne.
Yeah, they did, but they managed to skim over the week we missed and
Yeah.
bounce back and win convincingly at home. I want to see them do something away. I was going to make a big song and dance about that for this week, but they're playing at home again. So, need them to lift, but they did what they needed to do on the weekend.
Okay.
Over to you.
Australian. Okay, let's go at it. You got from your full back line, Tom Stewart.
Shaky.
Yeah, just jump in after each play if you'd like. Give me your thoughts.
I will, it's easier than doing it at the end. Keeps it fresher. Shaky. How many weeks can he survive without playing?
Only player I see looking at his spot is Sard, but I still feel Stewart is about at least 2-3 good games ahead of Doherty at the moment.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then you got Stephen May at full back, Sam Doherty at the back pocket.
Yep.
You got Sinclair playing good footy.
Apparently got 10 votes on the weekend. I wouldn't have thought he was the best player, but anyway.
Wiedering,
Yep.
Sicily.
Yep. That's a pretty nice back six. With that, yeah, obviously Sard playing very, very good football. I'm very hard on Sard. I think he not wasted, but runs himself into trouble where he needs to use it better, but he's been using it very well the last couple of weeks. One of the best kicks in the league, which we love to see. My question, do you have any potential key tools coming in to replace Stephen May, who has missed a couple here and there and might not be performing to the best of his abilities, but clearly holds Melbourne together? Or a Jacob Wiedering, who has missed a month, but still
Sam
outshines the others?
Taylor's on the bench. Other than that, it's probably it's no one else is at that level.
Yeah.
And then it goes probably down to nearly to Coney after that.
Yeah, no.
I still reckon Coney makes the squad. I don't reckon he makes the team though.
Yeah, I reckon Sam Collins will have to start coming close to making that squad come the end of the year. I reckon he's playing pretty good footy.
Yeah.
And I reckon Sam Taylor will be lucky to make it the way he's going.
Yeah. Sam Taylor's his last week, we'll put it that way.
Well said. Move on.
Langdon and McCluggage on the wings.
Langdon was fantastic on the weekend. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. McCluggage's been playing really well. Cripps in the guts.
Yep. Jet.
Gonna have to start lifting if he wants to make it Australian.
Good coach's votes on the weekend. Had 30 something touches. I don't know what more you want.
Coach's vote. He's got one coach's vote.
Coach's vote.
His coach's vote. Okay, on the flank, I would go at 3 tolls and 3 smalls.
Yep.
They can sit anywhere. 3 tolls. Charlie Curnow, Jeremy Cameron, Tom Hawkins.
Yep.
What more can I say?
No, that's fair.
Stengel is in this week,
Yep.
and that means the other 2 small forwards, Charlie Cameron and Shah Bolton, as well as him.
Yep.
Yeah. From ruck line, Witts has come in to ruck.
Yeah.
Gorn was playing patchy footy and he's just been out for too long now.
Yep, that's fair.
Neil and Oliver.
Yep.
And then bench you got Sam Taylor, Sam Walsh, Andy Brayshaw and Chris Petrarca.
Interesting.
And that means Zach Bailey is out of the team, Gorn is out of the team, Walsh has come to bench, and yeah, that's about it.
Nice. Sam Walsh playing very good football.
Yeah.
And did you see he's actually, just a bit of Sam Walsh here for you since we're on the Australian, he's actually up to 4th in the league in disposals, and yet he missed the first 2.
Missed the first 2. 3 only missed the first one.
I don't miss the first one, but either way, he's up there. He's 3rd in the league in disposals per game.
Yeah. Yeah, no problem with that. We'll move on to top 5. We actually didn't tell each other mine, I don't know yours, but
Yeah, mine's huge.
you can tell me. Just give me a sec, I'm just going to quickly have a look at
You're going to fact check me on Sam Walsh?
Sam Walsh, 2nd game at 34 possessions.
So you missed one.
Okay. Yeah.
I like how we've done that though. Like, although we've been down on key defenders, we've managed to float all the midfielders through, missing a couple of weeks here and there. Alright, do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you can go first.
Alright, it's time for top 5. Alright, top 5. What we need for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
No particular order, but these are 5 things that we need as a community who love the footy. These are the things we need. Do you want to have a crack at any of the 5, or do you want me to give you 1 or 2 first so you can get a feel for what I'm going with?
Give me the 4th and 5th ones.
Alright, they're in no particular order,
I know particular order.
but number 5, we need Eric Hipwood to get off. We need that to be acceptable in the circumstance of the Dogs player steps in front of him. He's effectively trying to use the umpire as a shield to force Hipwood up, over and down around rather than making Hipwood cut straight through. As a result, Hipwood creates the contact, but the contact was initiated by the Dogs player stepping in his line. Protects his own line. I've got no issue with it.
Yep.
He needs to get off. Needs to be able to do that. So much niggling goes on these days. So many yappy plays you can't punch because you can't do it and it's wrong. You can't be then being able to use the umpire to force a player around. And that's exactly what he's trying to do, and it's backfired because he's copped a bump when he didn't expect it.
Yep.
Number 4, to admit that I was right that the Dogs aren't good enough to make finals, and we need to admit that I was correct again and not good enough to win a final.
Wait and see with the final. Doesn't really matter, you're 1 call away from having to do all the sources.
That's okay. That Freo call's been my biggest call all year, and I'll stand by it. They barely got over the line against Port Adelaide on the weekend. They lost to Carlton the week before. What are they showing you at the moment that says they're a top 4 team?
Chugging along.
Struggling along.
Yeah.
Conveniently, their defence has dropped off from number 1 in the league from the first 10 rounds to around number 10 or 11 in the last couple of weeks. Does that coincide with Nate Fyfe coming back in the team?
Could do actually.
It's been dropped off a few weeks before he came back, but coincidence maybe, but they've got to lift, they've got to do something, they've got to show me. The first 10 weeks they had the brand that was, we are defence, and I said, alright, they're the team that has defence, they can win a flag like that. Melbourne came out in the first 10 weeks and they were kicking 120 points a game, and you're like, they have offence, they can win a flag with that.
Yeah.
They need to show me again why they can win it. Carlton have the two big monsters up forward. There's enough there to say Carlton could do something like that. Geelong have the absolute jets up forward. You've got a nice rebounding track line. You can say Geelong will win it and they'll win it this way. I need to see how Freo are going to win it if they're going to win it.
Yep, too easy.
That's number 4 and 5.
Yeah, just tell me the rest.
Yeah, you got no idea?
No.
We need a genuine shootout for the Coleman. 1 goal separates it. Jeremy Cameron took the lead on the weekend.
Yeah.
We've got 6 weeks to go. I'd like some media of a hype about this.
Yeah.
Let's see it build, you know.
Is it going to come down to whoever plays the game last? Who plays the last game of the home and away season?
I hope it does. I hope it builds, and I hope next week, not this weekend coming, the weekend after against each other, they put on a show against each other. And I hope it becomes a constant battle of, oh, he's up by 1, oh, now he's down by 2. And it goes into the final week and someone goes out and kicks 5 and sets them a target of 6 to win it. And then someone actually genuinely tries to go out and win it in round 23. I think we need it. Because towards the end of the year, it's going to be exciting to watch the ladder unfold. There's going to be some dud games around where you're going to have good teams playing bad teams, and you need something to go for in it.
Geelong had West Coast last round, too.
And there you go. You're going to need something out of that.
Yeah.
And you'd love to think it comes down to like the last game of the season, 2 players playing, 1 sets target and 1 chases it.
Yep.
Number 2, we need a Collingwood-Carlton final.
I think I might have projected it, actually.
The way it's planning out, Collingwood have a pretty easy draw. Carlton are going to get some players back. One of those 2 teams are going to finish around that 4-5-6 mark, and the other one shouldn't be far below. So say one finishes 4-5-6, the other one probably projected 5-6-7. Might not be the first week of finals. Could be a second week matchup if one finishes 4th, the other one finishes in the bottom 4, as in finishes 5 and 6, has a win, one has a loss. That would be phenomenal.
Yeah, it would be must watch TV.
Absolutely. Jack Ginnivan at one end, Charlie Kern out the other. 80, 90,000 people at the MCG.
You'll be there.
Absolutely. Number 2. That was number 2, sorry.
Yeah.
Number 1. We need the D's versus the Cats to be a good game.
Yeah.
We had number 1 versus 2 a couple of weeks ago, and it was a poo show. One team got a bath. I don't want that. I want a game. I want a Geelong Cats kind of game versus the Tigers. That was an unreal game. I want them to have the Geelong pressure again, like how they did against the Tigers. I want the battle. I want the Demons to come out and fight, and I want to walk away. As you said, we don't have someone who is a genuine contender, who is the out and out. These teams are great. Yeah. I want to see these 2 teams come out and so we're both great, or I'm great because.
Yeah. Don't problem with that.
They're the 5 things we need to see for the rest of the year.
Yep.
That's me top 5. Over to you.
Easy. My top 5 players ready to explode.
Explode?
Explode. Okay, honourable mention to Caleb Sarong.
Yep, I think you missed the boat there. I think he's exploding.
Yeah, that's why I put him in as honourable mention.
Gee, we're good.
Half exploding at the moment, but at the same time, I feel like it's still a lot more explosion that could happen.
Oh, can I actually put a 6th thing in one?
Yeah.
We need a public vote, because we need people to decide whether or not we're going to embrace it or hate it. The decision needs to be made on the phrase, so wrong, so right. Because it's either we need to everyone get on board it, or I need to hear the end of it. Because every time he kicks a good goal, it's, oh, so wrong, but it's so right. I need a verdict on whether it's in or whether it's out. That's what we need.
I love it. So wrong, so right. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I love it too, but I need it to either be a cult figure kind of name, or let's leave it what it is. All right, I'll let you continue.
Number 5, Mitch Lewis.
Yep.
I feel like he can really explode in the next couple of years.
That will depend on the ball use coming forward and his opportunities, whether he's going to start with them or not. Yep.
Number 4, Isaac Kleiner. I feel like he can be he's a great user off the back flank. I feel like he has intercepting potential.
So I feel like he reminds me of a lot of other players in the league, and it's part of the reason that Sard frustrates me. But Sard's been stepping it up a bit. And I watched the game, and it really frustrates me because Dacos for Collingwood's in the same boat as Quaynor. They're both great intercepts and rebounding and running and creating, but neither one of them defends.
Yeah.
So if you're saying he's ready to explode, if he was about to explode and he was going to play me, like my team, I would simply clear out and isolate him in one-on-one situations, make him defend.
Yeah. when's Collingwood going to be put into one-on-one situations?
Great question. Won't be for the next 4 weeks.
Yeah. I've got two people at number 3 combined because they both have the exact same surname, Sam and Tom DeConey. I'll put them at 3 because they've got a lot of potential, but are they going to explode? Are they going to lift their game astronomically?
I think Sam's had an easier path than Tom.
So not getting consistent games for 3 years on the list is pretty easy.
No, I mean, he's had a consistent run at it this year where you are going to play as a second or a third key tall. He's assembled into the number 1, but that was never the plan. Some weeks he's the 2, some weeks he's the 1, some weeks he's the 3, depends on who's in the team and who he's matched up on. But he's had it easier in the sense of coming into a Geelong defensive structure, which is pretty good structure, and being able to play the same sort of role each week as where Tom is a big young boy who we've always seen it. People in front of the ball take longer to develop than people behind the ball.
Yep.
And people in the ruck generally don't peak until 26. He was primed to have a year this year. We moved on Levi. He was primed to have a year up forward as a backup ruckman who could pinch it in the ruck a little bit and kick some goals. We've seen his grabs around the ground. He loves to launch for the footy. He's limited at the moment because he has to do 85% of the ruck work because of Pitnet being out. So I think he's closer to exploding because as Pitnet comes back, he goes back into more of a backup ruck role, and you see him become a genuine third tall option for Carlton. Or there is the option of, if we did have Pitnet, can Tom go behind the ball?
Yeah.
There's more you can tinker with there and see what he's going to become.
Yep. Fair.
Mind you, to this point, Sam has exploded further.
Yeah.
Sam's had a very nice year.
Connor Rosie at 2. Playing brilliant footy at the moment. He's one that's almost nearly exploding as well, but I think he still has that little bit more. He's shown us that he can do it in front of his goals. I'd like to see him do that more at goals, and then I reckon that's explosion. No?
That's fair. For me, I want to see it week in, week out.
Yeah.
Because you can say he's about to explode, but he was the same draft class as Sam Walsh, and Sam Walsh consistently gives you 30 and even pinching a goal in here and there.
I'll just finish this.
Go for it.
Yeah, and at number 1, Isaac Hunkin.
Yeah, mate. Couldn't agree more. Watched him on the weekend. Get him to the Blues. Get him. I don't want to pry away from the Gold Coast because he's a great player for them, and I hope he stays there for their future. But for the media circus that he'd create with some of the things he does, get him to a Victorian club. He needs that media hype. He has that potential to be a genuine star. I sat there on the weekend watching the TV, just every time he went near, just saying the words silk, because he is just silk.
Yep, fair enough.
I like your list. That's good.
Yep. One thing before you go press that.
Yep.
A couple of weeks ago, we were talking about body-esque players, one of them being Tanner Bruin. All the media's on him at the moment.
Yep, no.
Just like to say that we actually polled that, so...
Ahead of the game, we know what we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
We got the goss. We know what's going on.
Yeah, inside source.
That's it.
So,
Alright. We're back.
We're back. Having a look at the AFL ladder, who's scoring the most points at the moment. So, most points scored at the moment in the league is Brisbane.
Flat track bullies, we know this.
Yep. Richmond.
Yep.
Doggies.
They're a sieve, so it doesn't matter.
Cats.
You just scored 400 points against North Melbourne, yep.
Sydney. That's also another 66 odd down.
Yeah, Sydney being there surprises me.
Yep. D's.
Yep.
Carlton.
Yeah, so if you look at that and you were to tell me how many points more do you think Melbourne scored than Carlton this year, and you were to tell me 10, I'd be pretty happy.
Yep. You look down on this Freya's a long way down. So does that probably screams, oh, we don't have scoring potential a little bit.
Yeah, they're 11th.
Yep.
And historically, only 8 teams make the 8, and if you're not in the top 8 of a category, you're probably worried.
Yep. Okay, we'll go points against now. Okay. Least points scored against him. These.
I'm sorry, I double clicked mine, so I went to most. Oh, hang on. Never mind, I'll
Yeah.
scroll away.
Yeah.
Yep, so D's, yep.
Yep. Freo.
Yep, that's their culture.
Yep. Cats.
Yep.
And you got a fairly big break before you go to Port Adelaide.
Again, the Cats just played North Melbourne where they didn't score, so let's not get too excited. But yep, continue.
Yeah, but they haven't versed them every week.
Yeah, but if you take out that last game,
Yeah.
you're aligned with Port Adelaide, St Kilda and all of that a bit more.
Yeah. And then you got St Kilda. So Port Adelaide and St Kilda, it's just shown that they have low scoring games.
Yes.
More than anything. So, yeah. Sydney.
Yep.
Carlton.
Yep.
Yeah. Then you got Brisbane all the way up in a concerning spot, and so is Richmond and Collingwood. That shows me that their defences aren't that good.
So, can I just have a little cheeky plug here then? So, where were we in back? We go back to the offense. Back to the old points 4. Carlton was sitting pretty in 7th. If you have a look at points against, Carlton are also 7th.
Yeah.
That's a balance. 7 and 7. Now you might be like saying that shows you that you're the 7th best team. We've had no key defenders available for the last 6 weeks, and yet we are sitting 7th in defence. I'm pretty happy with that.
Having a look at percentage, Carlton's one is one that scares me. So you look at percentages, and that's what could come down to being in the 8 or not towards the end, and where your placement might be, because it's going to be very close. So you got high percentages on Melbourne and Geelong that are both nearly 10 clear of
Yep.
the next being Brisbane.
Brisbane were in front of you before the weekend.
Yep. Still doesn't matter.
No, I know, I'm just saying, like, you've had a very good week being Geelong.
Freo, 123, and then you start going down, and you got teams that are going to be squealing for spots. You got Richmond that have a good percentage. They could be trying to creep into the 8.
Yep.
That percentage might help. Same as Sydney with 117 as well.
Yep.
That could help going towards. Doggies with 115.
It won't matter, they're not making it.
You never know. They could go on a streak, and they got the percentage that if they do go on a streak, that's going to boost up to the 120 mark.
They lose this week, they're 2 games out of the 8, they're done.
You got Carlton, who's on 112, and that's when it starts to be like getting a little bit scary there.
Yep.
That percentage.
It does. We've got West Coast this week.
Keep coming down with St Kilda and Collingwood with 108 and 106, and that's when it's like, oh, you have to be games clear to make it more than anything.
See, but if you're Collingwood, I don't think you're sitting in 11th percentage wise. I don't think you're stressed with that though, because if you're Collingwood, you're looking at it going, we've got 4 pretty convincing wins the next 4 weeks.
Yeah.
In theory, they might drop a couple of games, but if I'm Collingwood, deep down you're thinking you're going to win those 4, and you'd like to think in those 4 wins that your percentage would go from 106 to 117.
Yep.
That equates to winning
And
by...
then they've won 6 on the trot, and the percentage is still that.
Yeah.
They've only lost 5 games, and their percentage is just over 100.
Yeah.
Have a look at win streaks. You got Geelong and Collingwood, who have both won 6 in the trot. You got Melbourne, after losing 3, have now won 2 in the trot. And then you go down to your furthest. You got North Melbourne lost 13, Hawthorn have lost 5 on the trot.
Yep.
And Gold Coast have lost 2 on the trot. Other than that, it's all just win 1 or lose 2.
Yeah.
So you got 12 teams that have won or lost 1 in a row.
Yep, so I'm looking at that going, either side of Carlton on the ladder is teams that have won 6 in a row. Above us we've got Geelong, which ideally if you do by percentage, thank you. That is the mystery fountain here.
Girly drink all.
Nothing wrong with being girly on here.
Yeah.
But you look at it, so you got Geelong who, yes, their percentage is clear, but they're a team that's just above Carlton on wins, but they've won 6 in a row. You look at Collingwood who are now equal with us on wins, and they've won 6 in a row. Historically, teams don't win 10 in a row.
Yeah.
So, you'd think someone might drop a game here or there.
Yeah. And, yeah, I agree with that. Law of averages have to lose at some stage. Okay. You want to just talk about some stuff that you had to talk to me about?
I can talk to you about some stuff I haven't talked to you about.
Yeah.
Pretty nice segue there you've got, Mr.
Yeah, so
Mr. Man.
actually we'll quickly run through some things. Some housekeeping. Supercoach.
No, we'll do that after this.
Okay.
If you're thrown them out, let me have me moment. Alright. As you're all aware, we didn't put an episode out last week because we didn't have time with Mr. Universe over here gallivanting around the country and me being way too bloody busy. Unfortunately. But we're back. And we're in person, which is bigger and better than ever.
But so I came back on Monday too, so I have plenty of time for him.
Yeah, I didn't have time.
Yeah.
But someone had a big weekend down at the footy. He went to 4 games, and now I just want to review a few things out of those games now, those teams. Is the word I'm after? Yeah, that's good. Alright, first game you went to was Brisbane and Melbourne 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
So again, these are all 2 weeks ago, not on the weekend just gone. But gives insight into the teams as a whole, because we're not just here to give week by week stuff, we're here to give overviews on who we think is going to win the flag and where the year is going. So, Brisbane and Melbourne. Alright. How was the ball speed?
Ball speed was good. It was very good, fast-paced game of footy.
Yep.
I liked it. Yeah, it was just good. It looked, being there in person, it didn't seem like it was 60, 70 point blowout. I will say that. It
Alright.
did seem, if you hadn't shown me the score around the ground, it seemed quite even to me.
Yeah. So, did it feel, and that's when it leads from speed of the game into cleanliness? Was there a team that was clearly cleaner below the knees, above the heads, or was it?
Oh, obviously Demons were cleaner, but I wasn't, again, didn't feel like I was 60, 70 points cleaner.
Yeah. So would you feel for that like that? So obviously you felt like they were pretty good, but even now you're still pretty critical that we don't have a favourite. So obviously that you weren't.
No,
that
these
convinced.
are favourites. I was sitting there, and that was the one thing I could majorly draw on was these are back.
Yeah.
I think I messaged you after the game.
Yep, you did.
These got their swagger back.
You did. That leads me to say, does that mean you think that Brisbane don't have that? Did that show you they can't win a flag, or would they scoreboard didn't reflect it, and you think they can still be competing?
I've said it from the start of the year, and I'm going to say it again. I don't think Brisbane has what it takes.
What do they need?
They just, I don't know what it is they need. I think they need a few more classier players. They need a few more guns. They got Lockie Neal, they got Joe Danaher, they got Charlie Cameron.
Yep.
Outside of that, I don't really look at anyone and say, you're a star.
Harris Andrews was talked about like that 2 years ago.
No, he's gone to nothing. Kitty Coleman's one that I could have nearly put on the close to exploding. He would be, if I was choosing most underrated player in the league, I reckon he would be the bloke, Kitty Coleman.
Yeah, I would be surprised if he gets dropped in 4 weeks though. Very inconsistent. Needs to break it. Needs someone to stay with him and persist with him.
Yeah.
We'll come back to Brisbane in a second actually. Got a hot take on that. So, star power then. You've commented on it. So you're saying Brisbane, you went away thinking Brisbane have 3, maybe 4 stars.
Yeah. They have a lot of stars. Oh, I don't know what it is. McCluggage is a star as well, but I don't know. They've got, in the midfield, they got Lockie Neal. I just don't feel like they got anyone else in there.
Yeah, if you're watching it, you don't even have to. I can go to a game of footy and go, gee whiz, I know that bloke's meant to be really good. But if he doesn't kick any goals, he doesn't look really good on that day.
Yeah. Jared Lyons didn't do much. Dane Zorko, I don't really rate as a footballer.
But they're just, both those two are they're worker bees.
Yeah.
They're not polished. They need polish. Melbourne though, how'd they look star-wise? Did they look star-studded? Did it look just effortless in class?
You said it to me before that you thought Luke Jackson looked good. He looked real good at the ground. His movement was great. Yeah, he didn't win the rough taps that much, but he's working around the ground, and to kick that goal in the last quarter, he just looked good at the ground. He looked good.
I'll take that because I don't think he was that good, and I don't think he deserves the hype that he gets. I think if he's a backup ruckman on the team, he wouldn't be. It's just because they've won a flag and they're up and about. It's pretty easy to come in and learn off the best ruckman in the game.
Yeah.
I don't think he didn't win the hit out, so I don't know in what world I'm watching the game, but my general opinion was that the ruckman's job was to hit the ball to his teammates. Yeah. That's the first thing they have to do. Like, yeah, running around the ground is great, but if you're not impacting that contest, doesn't matter.
Yeah. But yeah, he did look good at the ground.
No, that's all right.
Yeah.
So then, my question, just a quick little one about this game, then we'll move on to the next game. So you've said that you don't know what Brisbane are lacking. An unpopular opinion, definitely going to be an unpopular one here. Do they need a coaching change? Because I'm
Yes.
not having a crack at Fags, but
I
you
rate
see it
Fags.
overseas. You see it in American sports all the time. A coach will build a team up from nothing, but they can't get them over the hurdle. Do they need someone to come in with just a little freshen up, to give them a couple of different things that will just see them go to that next little gear?
Yeah, I don't know. It is.
Because if you can't pick something on the field that needs to change, maybe that's what it is.
It's this. Brisbane has been the same as Geelong historically. Can't do it in finals, but I think this September is a big one for Brisbane.
So if they finish top 4 and then go sweep,
It's a lot has to change.
yeah,
A lot has to change.
I don't think they will go sweep because I reckon they'll finish potentially top 2. And if they finish top 2, you get a home final. I don't see them losing up there.
Yeah.
But historically, they have done that, so who knows? Depends on the matchup. All right, next game, Dogs and the Hawks. We've just had one of the powerhouses. Now we've got 2 teams that are outside looking in. One that's coming into the season. This season's been a disaster. They were meant to be playing finals. The Hawks were hoping for more improvement than they got,
Yeah.
but they have shown patches. They just haven't been able to do it for full games.
Yeah.
5-game losing streak hurts.
Yeah.
So, same question. How was the speed in that game?
Fast.
Was it controlled though, or was it chaos ball?
Big chaos ball. There are stages I felt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So moving it for the sake of moving it rather than actually being
Moving the purpose.
Yeah. cleanliness.
It's not very.
Just mark both teams or mark one team.
I don't know. I felt like there was a lot of kicking it and not really kicking it with too much purpose.
Yep.
Just kicking it and hoping for the best kind of thing.
Fair. So then, out of those 2 teams, who is closer to competing for a flag?
I still reckon it's Doggies. I reckon Doggies' one big problem is that they've got too many me players.
Yep.
I want to attack. You need more players that are going to defend. They've got way too many players that are happy to sit there and knock up possessions. And
Put the muzzle on someone. Who are you talking? Who's the me player? Come on.
Adam Trelaw,
Good call.
Tom Latorre.
Ooh, I see him as a very hard-working man.
Yes, but he doesn't defend.
Okay, interesting. Hawks, what are they going to do?
I don't know what it is with the Hawks.
Is it just that ever-burning fire in your gut that says punch them, or?
Yes, but I look around the ground and there's all this young talent. I just don't see that much young talent from them.
Yeah.
You got all these players, they're going to be stars, and I look at them like your Josh Wards and your Connor McDonald's, and I'm like, they just look like average footballers. They don't show me anything exciting. They just feel like role players.
Yeah.
The one thing that excited me from Hawthorn was Mitch Lewis.
Yep.
He looked good. He looked really good. He looked dangerous. He looked like the one player that could just take it away and it's going to be damaging.
Yeah, okay. That's fair. But again, I think disclaimer needs to be said here that we're not AFL footballers, and being just an average role player in an average team, we still have a hell of a lot more talent than either of us have.
Yeah.
That being said, we're here to critique what we see.
Yeah.
And I completely agree when I watched them play, back in round 4, that there was bits and pieces that excited me, but there was players, and those 2 exactly, like they're players who you watch each week, and they're meant to be those ones coming through, like the younger ones. Like Will Day, going to be a great footballer. You got James Sicily killing it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They say, they're such a good young team, but it's still the 2 players that are always there doing all the good things are James Sicily and Luke Bruce.
Yeah.
Other than that, no one has a consistency on that team.
Yeah. So, and you look at it, and there is people like CJ, who has something about him.
I love CJ. Far out, he's got it sard. He's a sard.
Yep.
He just runs and just doesn't use the ball well. Multiple times that game, the couple mates I went with, none of us are Dogs or Hawthorn supporters, and we were just sitting there, and one of my other mates that loves it, we're just like, just get rid of it, CJ.
Yeah. That's what.
Just get rid of the ball.
But that's my issue with Sard, and it's taken him a long time to work it out. And he still has patches where he muddles himself up. He's often people like that. Actually, a lot of people in the AFL, your greatest strength can become a weakness.
So if you run, you can run and carry yourself into trouble. If you think your greatest strength is your kicking, you can be trying things that you shouldn't be trying. Just do the simple well.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with Hawthorn. Like, yes, he shows that spark, but at times you just want him to do the simple.
Yeah.
Number of stars for each team.
Number of stars.
Yep. Genuine look at the game and go, he looks like a star of the game. Whether it's now, could be in 5 years, you look at it and go, I can see why he was a star a couple of years ago.
Doggies, they had that many stars around the ground, but yet the one person that really stood out, Bont still looks like every time he touches the ball, he looks dangerous. He has that.
Yep.
But the one player that I was really looking at from Doggies, it's like, oh, like, you're on the tanks, you might need to send someone to him, was Bailey Dale. He looks good. He plays good.
But that's what you don't pick up on the screen. So that's what I want to see.
Yeah.
That's what the rest of these questions. Well, and I've got more about certain players to come. So next game, one of the games of the year,
Yeah.
Geelong Richmond. Thoughts, overview, run it to me. What jumped out straight away before I go through what I've got?
What a great game of footy. 60,000 people at G on a Saturday afternoon to watch a game that was within a goal.
Terrible result though, wasn't it?
Brilliant result. I loved it.
Gee. So someone might have been Snapchatting me consistent messages all through the first half, like bang, 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 bang. And here I am, Jesus, just can't put my phone down. Gets to the second half. Could have heard the crickets. Got nothing from him.
Getting nervous.
Someone got big nervy on him.
Got big nervous. I was just sitting there like, oh, nah. There was a lot from the first half that was just aggravating me because being in the Tigers crowd, I was in amongst Tigers, I just had to vent to someone about some of the things that were pissing me off.
Yep, and you couldn't vent to them sitting next to you because you can't say it too loud.
Yep, exactly right.
No, I understand. So, speed of the game.
Fast. There was parts that was slow.
Yep.
It was well-controlled football, but it was well-controlled football in the manner that could just go bang at any time.
So, out of the three, was it better ball movement? Obviously, it was better than the game before.
Better ball movement.
Was it better than Brisbane and Melbourne?
Yeah. That ball movement.
Cleaner?
Yeah, it was a great game of football to watch there.
Melbourne Brisbane was also at the G, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So 2 at the G at this point, 1 at Etihad?
Yeah.
Sorry, Marvel. Alright. Out of Geelong and Richmond, any players that stood out for the right or wrong reasons? Someone you noticed who you thought would do the hard things it doesn't, someone you didn't think did? Things that made you went, wow, that player is a star. E.g. Isaac Rankin on the weekend. You just see him pick the ball up and you're like, yeah, something special.
Stengel.
What do you do?
Give him the freedom to do whatever he wants. Give him the license, say, here's your driving license, you can drive the ball wherever you want around the ground. He just, look at it and just like, oh, just hand pass it. Oh no, let him do what he wants, he can dance around that person. All he needs to do is get that one step on someone, and he can do it so easily, that one step, and that's enough for him to get an open kick out to someone.
Yeah.
Looks good. That, I'll talk about the last play that was the Jack Henry goal. You got Tom Atkins, who again looked really good there as well. Great clearance, bounced, just had to get on the boot. And that's what it is when it's not long left, it's chaos ball.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, no one really has got good ball use with not long left.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Bounces in, out of nowhere comes Stengel. I could see it. I could see where he was coming from.
Yeah.
But I know a few people on TV couldn't see where he was coming from. They're like, whoa, where did he come from? But I could see him, he was running. I'm like, oh, here comes Stengel. I was down the other end, so I couldn't see how far out he was.
Yep.
And then Jack Henry, brilliant mark. You got Jeremy Cameron coming back. You jumped too early. You got Nick Foster on you, who's one of the best one-on-one defenders in the game.
Yep.
You get pushed by him and take on the second grade. Brilliant.
So something we were discussing earlier with that was, up and coming brothers in the league. Henry Brown's pretty good.
Yeah.
Think he's got done it. Think Collingwood got the better one.
Look, I said it before the draft that there was reports that Ollie was the better one. But then it comes back to the one thing that every footballer needs to know how to do is kick a football straight. Well, you can't really do that at the moment. So I still think, I would not be surprised if Ollie comes back to Geelong at some stage. Would not be surprised.
That's fair.
But yeah, Jack, a couple of years ago, was in Australian contention.
Yes.
So he's shown what he can do.
He has missed a lot of footy though.
Yeah.
Makes it hard. People like remembering what's fresh.
Yep.
Have a quick little pause moment here where I just have a quick little look. Outside of so from that game, I don't want to hear about Geelong. I want you to tell me about who the star players are for Richmond. Who caught your eye? Who are the superstars? Not our superstar level super tier, but who are there? Like
There is one name, and there's only one name.
yeah,
Shy Bolton.
he's got that it factor.
Oh, he was scary every time he touched the ball. I was just like wanting to put my jumper over my head so I couldn't see because I was too scared of what he was going to do with it
I feel
and
like
how he was going to damage us.
I feel like we first had this conversation back in the very start of the year, and I said he was bums on seats. And I feel like you were a little hesitant, and then as the years gone on, you've been
He
got
was
on
one
board.
that I was saying bums on seat.
That's right, because he is ridiculously like would pay to watch. He is really good.
From what I can gather, I'm pretty sure I was saying that he was more bums on seats than Dusty, and you were disagreeing with that.
I'll go back to the footage because I know I was big on Shy.
Yeah.
Big on him.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll move on.
Yep.
Collingwood and GWS. Don't know why you skipped going to the Carlton game, but you did.
Didn't have time. It was
Yeah.
that weird time slot.
It was the weird time slot.
We
where
were
you
only
couldn't
been
get
upset
upset.
at half of football.
Yeah.
For that to go.
No, that's completely understandable, and you would have to miss a half a Geelong's game because you wouldn't want to miss Carlton. Alright, Collingwood, GWS, how's the ball speed? Was it a mess?
It was a mess. It was a mess.
It looked like a mess on TV.
Yeah. Oh, it just wasn't a great game of football. Let's be honest.
That's fair. How was the ball speed, cleanliness?
Yeah, it just looked chaotic. Oh, obviously the whole crowd was Collingwood.
Yep.
And that's another thing I'm going to add from basically all of the
Oh,
games.
yeah. Atmosphere for each?
Atmosphere. Oh my god. It's umpiring is completely different to what the crowd thinks it is.
Oh, it depends.
There's some games it's like there was nothing wrong with that call because
Yeah.
you got all the people in the crowd chanting. I still saw heaps of things after the game. I'll go back to Geelong Richmond about Revolt's mark where Dakota got the free kick.
Yep.
That is a 9 out of 10 times free kick.
Yeah.
That has been paid 9 out of 10 times, and they're saying that is one of the worst free kicks of all time. Down the other end, 2 minutes before, Tom Hawken gets a similar one against him. From where I was sitting, there was a very, very close incident. Within 20 metres of the incident, Coney was physically grabbed out by the shirt and dragged to the ground off the play.
Yep.
It's free kick. At the end of the day, I had a few Richmond mates say something. I'm just like, mate, watch the footage, then get back to me. If you want to agree after the footage, don't bother talking to me because you're too one-eyed
Yeah.
to be able to see that is obviously a free kick.
Yep. No, that's fair.
Yeah.
So anything at all jump out from the Collingwood GWS game?
Not really. It was just not a great game of footy. Collingwood fans just annoy me.
Yeah, that's fair.
GWS did not look good until the last quarter.
Yeah, until they turn it on for 5 minutes, but they've done that
Yeah.
too few and far between this year. Well, one thing I will say about them, and it amazes me, I don't know if there's a league-wide ban on it. Don't know if it's part of that. You know, your buddy, Mr. Dangerfield, I don't know if he's incorporated this into part of the AFL Players Association bylaws. But I want to know a serious question, and I don't know the answer to it. Are you allowed to tackle Scott Pendlebury? Because every time he gets the ball, he seemingly can do a 360 on the same spot, and in the time that he's slowly gandered around, the space has just opened up for him. The timing he has is a joy to watch because the game seriously just slows.
Yeah.
It just pauses, and you see moments in time just slow down, and he's like, he's going to go here, and no one's going to be there. And he's just slow and steady across, nothing, and back, and there. And it's just so gracious. I would love to see someone nail him in a tackle.
At the game, it didn't look like that. It didn't look like he had all the time in the world. It was weird. I've been one that it's always been, he's got way too much time, but
Yeah.
he I don't know, he hasn't had a good month last month. He hasn't done much at all for me.
Yeah.
He's been under pressure for mine. It looks like he's been under pressure.
Yep.
From what I've been standing. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it is his last year because he's really starting up at the moment.
Florida going.
I reckon he's got one more, but I wouldn't be surprised.
He's got another 2 years before he's eligible for the Geelong invitation, isn't he? So, still a couple more to go. That's me. Out of the 4 games, what was the best atmosphere and what was the worst?
Geelong Richmond, best atmosphere.
Yep.
60,000 packed stadium on a good game, everyone was up. Worst atmosphere, Collingwood. It was no one from GWS was there.
Yep.
Front men make the only ones cheering on GWS.
Yeah, but you've got to look at that. You've gone to 1v2 at the time.
And it was a biased atmosphere as well. It's like some of the things you're like, oh, I don't know why you're even squealing like this.
Yeah, but you look at the games you went to. You went to 1v2 at the time, 2 Victorian teams.
Yeah.
Then in the Dogs Hawks, a good top 8 contention with Geelong and Tigers, and then you've gone to Collingwood, who are on a streak, versus an interstate team struggling, and Collingwood notoriously just us. So I can understand how that was the worst without even going to the game.
Yeah.
That's all I've got to ask you about.
Easy.
We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back in a sec.
Okay, I've done the predictions. So I've done ceiling, floor, and projection for each team.
Yep.
Okay, we'll get straight into it. Ceiling. And yeah, jump in if you have any questions.
Oh, I will. Don't you worry about that. I'll roast you if they're terrible.
Ceiling for Melbourne, grand final.
Not Premier.
I don't have a premier, I just grand final.
Okay.
So I've gone to what stage they get
Mhm,
to. It is their big stage. Floor, I think their floor is prelim.
So you don't. So effectively,
I think they make prelim.
which is effectively saying that they are going to finish top 4. Even if they have a bad run, they're finishing
Yeah.
top 4. You're saying they're going to win at least one final.
Yeah.
I can't argue that.
And then I go exact same thing for Geelong. Grand final, ceiling, floor is prelim.
Floor is not prelim.
Floor is semi, but I think, I'll go floor semi. I'll go floor.
Because as much as you hate to admit it, and I've got to keep you in check like you keep me in check, there is a possibility that you do finish 5th or 6th.
As unlikely as it is.
Yes, but it is still...
Yeah.
A floor is not, we had a good couple of weeks and this is my floor. It's worst case scenario.
I reckon floor is semi. Brisbane, ceiling's grand final, floor is semi.
Yep, because they're in too good of a spot not to make top 4.
Yeah.
But they are a very good chance of hitting their floor.
Ceiling for Freo, I still feel it's grand final.
I don't.
I still think they have rotations to go bang. I don't know what it is about them, but I still think they have the ability
For
to
me,
go bang.
What it is I like reliable forwards. That's my thing. I love them.
Then you got someone like Mason Cox.
Yep.
Who
I'm not
did the
saying
same thing as
I'm
Cox.
not saying that they're not, as in they don't have players who couldn't tear it. I was all about the Collingwood bandwagon 3 weeks ago before everyone else jumped on. I'm just pumping the brakes because everyone else is getting a bit too ahead of ourselves. And so Collingwood and Freo are the same.
This is ceiling,
Yeah,
not projection.
that is completely okay. For me, I look at it and go, who can I rely on? Best case scenario, they're not making the grand final.
Yeah.
That is, for me, I don't think they're good enough regardless of best case.
Okay, Carlton, you're not going to like this. I've got their ceiling.
Hang on. Yeah, you only had Freo's ceiling, you can give me the rest.
Oh, floor, you're going to love this. Elimination loss is their floor.
Yeah.
Realistically, I still think they also have the switch to go bang. No, we're not good enough.
They could get an unlucky matchup week 1 and get pumped.
And that's why I've got a lot of, well, not really a lot, but And then Carlton, my ceiling is prelim.
Hang on, did you miss projection?
No, I'm going projection at the end.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yep, continue.
Carlton, I've got their ceiling at prelim. I love Carlton. But I
See, their ceiling is higher than Freo's ceiling because they have the ability to go bang. On the weekend, we played terribly. We had 28 shots at goal. When was the last time Freo had 28 shots at goal in a fortnight?
I just feel that
That's fine.
Yeah.
We'll revisit this in 2 weeks' time
Yeah,
when we knock you off.
you don't have to. Sure can, but it's not going to change how I feel. Maybe projection, but ceiling and floor isn't going to change. Finals is a different game. No one in Carlton's played finals. Well, a couple of people, but no one.
Is there anyone? No.
Zach Williams.
The better question would be the people. Is there anyone who's played played finals for Carlton?
Exactly. I think you come out. My projection is that you don't make the four. Put it that way. So that means you've got to win 2 in a row.
Yep. I still think we'll make the four.
Yep. You can think that. Yeah, that's
okay. That's
what
that's
I'm
why I'm here. You said I was allowed to
Yeah.
discuss. I'm discussing.
But I think their floor is elimination loss.
Yep.
Absolutely.
That's still making finals. That's still a win for us as a year.
Yeah.
That's not a waste.
And then I'll go. The next 3 I'll bunch together because they've got the exact same thing. Collingwood, Richmond, Sydney.
Collingwood, Richmond, Sydney.
Their ceiling is a prelim.
Collingwood, Richmond, Sydney. Their ceiling's a prelim.
Absolute most. I don't think they can make grand final, but I think.
Sorry, I've got to just have a look at this. You're telling me one of the 2 teams that I have potentially not making the 8.
Yeah.
Best case scenario is they win 2 finals.
Yep.
So I'm going to pause you here for a second. Who are the 2 teams that the Swans can beat that are in the 8 comes final time?
They've beaten Geelong.
They're not going to play Geelong. Geelong are finishing top 4 going by you.
Yeah.
Who are they going to match up with week 1 and week 2 that they're going to be able to beat?
I think they can beat anyone. I think Sydney at their best are good enough to beat.
Okay, sorry, yes it is. Sorry, again, it's a ceiling, not a projection. Sorry, continue. Alright, yep.
Yep. Yeah, past that.
No, I don't agree with it, but yep.
That's their absolute ceiling. Their 4 is they miss.
My ceiling's kicking 20 goals next week.
Yeah.
I haven't kicked one all season.
Their 4 is they miss. Then I'll go.
They missed the finals.
Yep.
All 4 of them.
Individually.
No, I mean, like, I wasn't being a smart ass. I meant, are you saying each of those 4 teams could miss the finals?
Not all of them together, but.
No, I'm saying that
Like-
individually is the ceiling for each of those 4 teams missing the finals.
4. 4 is yes, they miss finals.
So you're saying that Collingwood could miss the finals?
They have a hard last 3 games, they lose all of them, they lose one of the next 4, they miss finals.
Yep. And who are the other ones?
Richmond.
Yep.
Pretty easily to miss.
Yep.
Sydney, pretty easy to miss.
Yep. That was 3.
That's all I had for that.
Why do they have 4?
I don't know where you're getting that from.
That's okay. That's good. Continue on.
You got St Kilda and Doggies. Ceiling is a semi. That's absolute ceiling.
Yep.
Does it mean I think they're going to do that? No. Their 4 is a miss.
Yep.
I'm not going to talk about the last 2 because I've got a miss for everything. I don't know why I haven't put it there.
Who are the last 2?
Gold Coast and 4. I've got a miss as ceiling 4. I don't.
No, going by your ceilings of people making prelims, their ceiling is a fucking elimination final. If they get on a run, mathematically, they're not that out of it.
Yeah.
If either of those 2 get on a run, they can theoretically make an elimination final.
I don't think.
If they do, they're going to get pumped when they get there.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, projections.
My projections.
This is good segment from you. This is high quality stuff. Get in the comments about it. Let us know your thoughts.
Okay. My grand final is going to be Geelong Melbourne. Is my projection.
Yep. Okay, I disagree.
It's the two favourites for the thing. There's nothing out of the ordinary.
Yep.
I think both of them have the finals experience. They can do it. My prelims, I got Brisbane and Freo in my prelims. As much as you disagree with it,
I don't think either of them will be there.
In 5th place, actually I'll say something before I do this. This came down to the last game. They win this, they come 5th. If they lose, they miss the 8th altogether. So it's very close. Sydney, I've got squeezing into 5th. Making a semi.
Yep.
Doesn't mean they come 5th, it means they could come 6th, it means they can become 7th.
Yep.
In 6th, with a semi, I've got Carlton.
Yep.
And in 7th, I've got Collingwood. They're going to lose an elimination final.
Yep.
In 8th, just by percentage, I've got Richmond. They're going to lose. In 9th, I've got Doggies, just by percentage. They miss. And St Kilda in 10th.
Yep. So, alright.
Yes.
Ladder. After round 23, we've clearly made it from Marvin back in that time. Who's finishing top of the ladder?
Melbourne.
Second?
Geelong.
Third?
Brisbane.
Fourth?
Freo.
Fifth?
Sydney.
Sixth?
Carlton.
Seventh?
Collingwood.
Eighth?
Richmond. Percentage. Depends on percentage.
I'm asking you to just throw it out there. So Richmond or so who's Ellen saying?
Doggies.
Doesn't matter. You just said bloody. Didn't you just have dogs as?
Oh no, the ceiling was semi. Never mind.
Sorry. Anyway, so that's your 8. Alright, let's do it. So, by your theory, Sydney or Richmond?
Sydney. I still think Sydney are better than Richmond. They've shown me before, they're going to show me again.
Did I not have that exact same take a month ago?
But you thought Richmond would beat Sydney?
Other way around. Didn't I think Sydney were going to beat Richmond?
No. Because if you're saying I would have gone against it and I wouldn't have gone Sydney over Richmond.
Alright.
Richmond
So you're saying that from that game, Sydney prevails?
Yep.
Alright. So, alright, that's here. Now I'm going to draw this up. So, Melbourne and Freo.
Melbourne.
Yeah, that's a bye. Melbourne through to a prelim. Geelong, Brisbane at the MCG. Because it won't be a GMHBA.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. As bad as Geelong are at G,
Yep.
Brisbane are even worse. Geelong.
Alright. So that puts the Cats there. Alright. Carlton, Collingwood.
Come.
Now, is it the loser of 1 and 4 plays the winner of 5 and 6? Sorry, 5 and 8?
Would you like me to go to my ladder predictor?
Please, just I need to. I don't need you to be telling me who's playing who. I just need to know who pops through to where.
So yeah, there you go. On your ladder predictor, throw in.
So I've just been stuffing around with it. I haven't put in any rounds since
Yeah.
ladder.
So that's right. I just need to see.
So you go.
Okay, so it's 1 and 5. That's all I needed.
Alright, so from that, you're telling me we're going to have these matchups in week 2. Alright, ready? Week 2 matchups. Fremantle and Sydney.
Freo.
So does that mean Sydney didn't make a prelim?
Well, considering them down projection as a semi,
Okay.
probably not. Mate, I haven't made any mistakes here.
Gee, that makes
I
it...
think you're getting a bit tired.
Oh, it's convenient. It's just convenient. Oh, it's okay. It's very convenient. I like what you've done. It's smart. Alright, Brisbane and Carlton.
Brisbane.
Alright. So it's very convenient how these are the prelims. Now you just tell me, unbiased, which prelim is going to be a harder game to win.
Melbourne, Brisbane.
Melbourne or Brisbane?
Yeah.
Or the other one of Geelong versus Fremantle?
Exactly. It's just how it's going to pan out.
Oh, yeah, convenient.
It's Geelong, September. It's got their last chance. They're going to get the easy run. Footy gods will be
The easy run, you're going to play Brisbane, who are hopeless come finals time, and Fremantle, who I don't think are going to win a final. Alright, so then Melbourne, Brisbane.
But that's what finals is. It can happen like that.
Oh, I know, that's what I'm saying. Melbourne, Brisbane. And then, obviously, you're going to have the Cats beating
Freo wins that one.
Freo win. Alright, we'll refer back to that in a few weeks' time. I like that, that's good. Might do mine next week. Not the ceilings, because that's a lot of hard work you put into that, that's your thing. I want to see that, not as a rolling segment, but I want to check back in on that in 2 weeks' time.
Yep.
We'll have some adjustments, but I like this of, we'll chuck in some projections to what we think, because realistically that could all happen.
Well, do you want to, just now, we'll pause this, we'll do our own ladder predictor together, and we'll come back on and we'll talk about it.
Sounds good, can't wait to not have Freo in a final.
Yep, okay.
And we're back.
We're back.
We just played around with our projections, and what can we say? Carlton made the grand final somehow. Surprise, surprise.
But we both agree on one thing, that it's going to be bloody close.
Yeah, so again, we've given it an overview now with 7 weeks to go, and we'll give it every 2 weeks up until the end of the year. The picture will come together each week, which will be fantastic. Obviously join us for the ride of that. But over to Halen.
Okay, I'm going to give you a blind play comparison.
Whew. This is going to be good because I am nicely unbiased and I like a statistic.
What would you like to go, statistics or CV first?
CV.
CV? Both are 6 time All Australians.
Okay.
Player A is a 3-time BNF. Player B is a 5-time BNF.
Okay.
Player A has 210 Brownlow votes. Player B has 213 Brownlow votes.
Mm-hmm.
Player A's best place was 2nd by 1 vote. Player B was 4th by 9 votes. They lost to a winner.
Okay, so, yep.
Yep. Player A.
So neither of them won a Brownlow.
No, exactly.
Spots.
Player A is a rising star.
Mm-hmm.
Like, won the Rising Star Award. And player B won a Norm Smith.
So, you can work on those.
Would you like to know how many premierships of each one?
Yeah, sure.
Player A has won 3. Player B has won 1.
Yep.
Okay, now statistics. Both kick half a goal a game on average. These are averages. Player A has 5.1 tackles. Player B has 4.8.
Yep.
Player A has 24.7. Player B has 26.1.
Come again.
Player A averages 24.7.
Yep.
Player B averages 26.1.
Yep.
Player A, out of them 24.7, 11.3 of them are contested, compared to only 10.6 being contested.
Yep.
Player A averages 3.8 marks, compared to 4 marks.
Yep.
And player A averages 5.2 clearances, compared to player B who averages 4.4.
Yep.
Do you know who the player, who are you taking out of them two?
Give me just how many games have each played?
One's played 346, and one has played 348.
One was 3-time, one was 5-time.
Club BNF, and one was a 3-time premiership player, and one was a 1-time premiership player.
So 1 premiership versus 3, but the 1 premiership's won a bunch more BNFs, had a bunch more All-Australians.
Same amount of All-Australians.
How many All-Australians?
6 All-Australians apiece.
I don't think you started with that. I think you said that wrong. So, yeah, well, if they've had 6 each, All-Australians, how many Brownlow votes?
210 compared to 213.
So that's identical. I know who the 2 players are.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at this.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, I'm probably going to take player B just because I don't like player A.
Yeah. But yeah.
But
3-time premierships. If you go.
the only thing that sways it into which career would you choose is the premierships. The statistics, you can argue either way who's a better player.
neither says which is a better player because the premiership is just a team award.
Then I'm one that says premierships is a team award. You're one that argues premierships and championships can be individualised.
Yes. I argue that premierships and that championships can add to a legacy and make you want to choose something, but the greatness shines through regardless of what their team was able to achieve. Given they've had some level of team success, like player B's actually won at least a grand final, and player B was a Norm Smith.
Yep.
Player A was not a Norm Smith.
Player B was a Norm Smith in a draw.
Player B was a Norm Smith,
In a draw.
but they were a Norm Smith in a grand final.
Yeah.
How many grand finals has player A lost?
2. They both lost 2 each.
So, player A's been there 5 times
Compared to 3 times.
compared to 4
Including the draw.
played a grand final. But so you're saying one's played 5, won 3 versus played 4, lost 2,
Drew 1.
won 1, drew 1. Yeah. In those 5 opportunities, player A was never the best player on the ground.
Yes, playing in some extraordinary teams.
Back to my argument, you're thinking you're helping me that they're just a team award. They don't tell the whole story.
And I didn't do this for the purpose
Can I have?
of comparing who was better.
I'm not.
My argument was that we need to stop thinking of premierships as an individual thing. So this is what, when we argue things about who's a greater player in lots of sports things, it's mix and match. Everyone's, we want to make this bloke, we'll argue his premierships. This bloke, we don't want him to be the better one. We'll just say his premierships mean for nothing.
Yeah.
Happens in everything.
I completely agree. Can you give me contested disposals?
11.3 for player A, 10.6 for player B.
So I'm surprised how high player B's is.
Yeah, so am
Can you give me tackles?
I. 5.1 to 4.8.
Again, I'm actually surprised how close that is. Clearances are the final one I want.
5.2 to 4.4.
Again, I'm actually surprised. So player 1's obviously Joel Selwood, and player 2's obviously Scott Pendlebury.
Yep.
Based on that, if I had to pick a career, I'd pick player 1 because I'd want the 3 championships or grand finals.
Yeah.
But if you're arguing who is a better player based on that alone, I say Pendlebury is because he achieved the Norm Smith in the grand final. But you can argue that either way because that is a very side-by-side comparison where that's not one where there's, I feel, a right answer and a wrong answer. As for your argument of grand finals and things like that being swayed of a debate, that's the ultimate thing with like the LeBron versus Jordan debate.
Yeah.
And for me, it's the eye test.
Yeah.
LeBron is better than Jordan.
I don't.
It's just
Ken Olajuwon's my go. So.
that's fine. It's just fact. If you want to talk greatest player ever, you go LeBron. If you want to talk most dominant player ever, then we're going Shaq. No one was more dominant than Shaq.
Yeah.
40 and 20 on the regular.
AFL podcast, by the way.
Just put it out there because we're talking about you start talking about rings and championships and things like that. So it has to be brought up about it. And we're not an AFL podcast. We're a football podcast.
Yep.
Just
And
you wait.
that's basketball.
Just you wait. NFL season won't be far away, and we'll be thriving all year round. So stay with us for the journey.
Yep.
What do you got, Halen? Continue us on.
Looking, I've got.
Before we do, sorry.
Yeah.
Which career would you prefer?
Korea.
Yep, career.
Well, premierships.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm not going to ask you who's better.
Yeah.
Don't need to get into that.
That is a very, very close one. What did I have for you? I had Matthew Lloyd's top 7 players on the verge of exploding.
Maybe Lloyd does some good lists. I like it.
At number 1, he's got Taconi of the Sam variety.
Yep.
At number 2, he's got Connor Rosie.
Mm-hmm.
At 3, he's got Luke Jackson.
Don't see why.
At
He's
4,
going to get paid $800,000 a year and he's going to be terrible.
at number 4, he's got Tom Taconi.
Yep.
At number 5, he's got Todd Marshall.
Yeah, I reckon Mitch Georgiades has got more potential there.
So do I. Number 6 is Nick Blakey.
Yeah.
Number 7
He's
is
net.
Isaac Rankin.
Very good. With that, so potential here, we've just a bit of banter back and forth with a few debates because you've opened it up now with the comparison. So my question to you, Luke Jackson reportedly gone Not going, gone. That's all but confirmed. And if not, you heard it here first. But I'm not the first one to say it. It's all up.
Yeah.
Do you believe he's going to Freo or West Coast?
I honestly don't know. I think it's
Because
for that to happen. Sean Darcy has to come over to Victoria.
no, because supposedly not. So that's my point. Sean Darcy's not going to come over. So, not why would you acquire him? Because you can acquire whoever you want. My question is, why would you pay someone $800,000 a year to be a backup ruckman?
Exactly.
He hasn't shown he can go forward and kick 3, 4, 5, 6 goals. Even just a one bag of 4 or 5 would be like, wow, he has that about him.
He did do that once, didn't he?
I don't know if he has.
Continue talking.
But like, you've seen Melbourne each week, they're battling. Do we play Sam Wiedemann? Do we play Ben Brown? Do we play Tom McDonald? Who do we play? How is he not just taken that and gone, play me? Jack Silvani. Let's just grab that
He
goal.
did kick 4 in one game.
One game? How many games? 3.
No.
Sorry, how many games has he played?
Tell me this. He has played 43.
And he's kicked more than 2 goals once.
Yeah.
As a backup ruckman who plays forward. Okay. So, same theory, and probably harshly because, actually no, we can do this. Go have a look at Jack Silvani for me. Tell me how many games Jack Silvani's kicked 3 or more, and we'll work it out as a percentage. It has to be more than 1 in 43. Jack Silvani's played roughly 108 games, I'd say, for Carlton.
So that means he needs 2 over, that's what he's saying.
So if he kicked 3, he's only done it 3 times, he's done more. You're not paying Jack Silvani.
He's done it in amazing. He's had 5 bags of 3 or more.
How many bags of 4 more?
No.
So he's done 5 times?
Yeah.
In how many games?
In 92.
He wasn't done yet. So what's that? 5 in 92, that's shy of 1 in 20, bit over 1 in 18 versus 1 in 43.
Yeah.
I'm not against it. He's got potential. I'm all for that. I'm all for the young kids getting their money. But what I need to see is, where are you playing him?
Yeah.
They've already got players like Rory Lobb and that who I can't trust or rely on. Is Rory Lobb gone? Is that how he's getting in there? Like, is that the role he's going to play? Because you can't tell me you're going to play Rory Lobb, Taberner and Jackson as your 3 forwards.
Yeah.
And that's all of a sudden your magic fix. Because you take Sean Darcy over him as ruckman any day. At least I do.
Yeah. I think that's it.
Why don't we finish with a Warple for a bit of fun?
May as well. Be rude if we didn't.
That's it. So, Warple of July 4. Why don't we just start off with the man, Lou Jackson?
Imagine it's him.
Hey, speak it into existence. So we've hit on Victorian,
He's number 6.
and we've hit on number 6.
Perfect. He's nearly 199 centimetres tall as well.
Yeah, so who are your tall number 6s?
Yeah, so,
Noted that there's no blue or red in his jumper.
so you go, who's Collingwood's number 6?
I think I know the answer.
Who?
Maybe he's not number 6. Never mind, continue.
Who was it?
I was going to go, is it Mitch Lewis, but he's number 8.
Yeah. Yeah, Sicily's. Sicily?
WW.
www.sicily.
Oh. So we've now hit on key defender and shares colours with Hawthorn.
Who's Richmond?
Or is that, sorry, yes, so it is Richmond. Number 6. Are we looking at an age of over 27? I'm happy to say it's Robbie Darren. Or is he not at number 6? Got it in 3. That's how good we are. And we'll end out on our note of that for the night. Thank you all for watching.
Quick
Quick
preview.
He's thrown me.
Quick preview for NFL season.
Quick preview, alright. Little Weddle, NFL
Weddle.
version. Gonna slip it in. Lead the way.
Who's someone that you like?
Oh, Lamar Jackson.
We'll go
Oh
Lamar.
boy.
Okay, so he's a QB from the NFC.
Yep.
You want to go A-Rod?
Why not? Go yours, go mine.
Go.
NFC North.
No, he's not.
No, sorry.
He's NFC.
He's
not
NFC. He's
NFC
number
North.
12.
Brady.
The GOAT.
That's annoying.
And that's 3 from 3. Bang! That's the 3.
Yeah, okay, that's it for now.
Alright.
We'll finish it there.
Thank you all for watching. Find us on the YouTubes, Spotify, TikTok, Facebook. Like, subscribe, get around us. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think. Halen's was rolling All Australian. Surely got to be a hot discussion this week. Projections are in. Let us know what you think. Let us know your projections. And we'll catch you next week.
See you all next time.
Boof.
Go Cats.